The original World Trade Center Twin Towers opened in 1973. At the time, it was the tallest building in the world. It had nearly 10 million square feet of rental space. On September 11, 2001, terrorists flew hijacked planes into the towers, causing them to subsequently collapse, killing nearly 2,800 people.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger. These acts shattered steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
The entrance to the museum is near the memorial pools. It is a glass structure with part of two metal supports from the original towers. An escalator takes you down to the museum, which is almost entirely underground. On 9/11, Flight 11 hit the North Tower between the 93rd and 99th floors, tearing the facade and shredding and twisting the steel. This photo shows what has become known as the Survivor's Staircase. On 9/11, hundreds of evacuees from 5 World Trade Center, a 9-story building adjacent to the Twin Towers, used these stairs as an escape route. Here we see box column remnants. Steel columns, known as box columns due to their rectangular shape and hollow center, provided structural support for the Twin Towers and created their distinctive facades. At the end of the recovery period, what remained of these columns was cut to a level elevation, leaving the remnants visible here. Some relatives of 9/11 victims joined with landmark preservationists to advocate that the cut-off columns be designated as historic remnants of the World Trade Center site. 343 firefighters lost their lives on 9/11. Ladder Company 3 was among the first to arrive and lost the entire crew of 11 when the North Tower collapsed. This is their truck, demolished by falling debris. This is a memorial to Engine Company 205 and Ladder Company 118. They were the first company from Brooklyn to arrive on the scene. The mural was originally painted on the firehouse garage door. Behind this wall are the remains of many who perished at the World Trade Center site on September 11, 2001. The repository is maintained by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner of the City of New York. The only visitors permitted are families of the victims. These next images show several motorcycles that serve as memorials. A plaque nearby says, "In memorializing those killed on 9/11, people often express themselves through the things they valued most." For some riders and bike builders, motorcycles were a natural way to pay tribute. Mobile memorials to the nearly 3,000 innocent victims of the attacks. Sometimes these bikes were dedicated to the entirety of the loss. Other times, particular individuals or groups, including first responders and military members, were honored. These motorcycles reflect a deeply personal connection to 9/11, carrying its memory across the American landscape as they ride by. The World Trade Center chopper was built to commemorate the new World Trade Center. Its parts resemble parts of the new building. It was completed in 2011. The FDNY motorcycle was a fixer-upper purchased by Gerard Baptiste of Ladder Company 9. He kept it at the fire station so he could work on it when he wasn't busy. After he perished on 9/11, members of his company took on the restoration project to honor Baptiste and all firefighters who gave their lives. In November 2001, Ted Scherseth organized a group ride to honor first responders to the 9/11 attacks. This is the motorcycle he rode. It grew into a yearly event known as America's 9/11 Ride. Each August, hundreds of motorcyclists embark on a tour of the 3 attack sites. The names of more than 400 first responders who died due to the 9/11 attacks are printed on the rear of the bike. James Cartier purchased a 1988 Harley-Davidson Sportster 883 with his brother John in early 2001. After James's death at the World Trade Center, John transformed the motorcycle into a tribute to his younger brother, decorating it to reflect James's interests. Both brothers had been members of the Local 3 chapter of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Union. The motorcycle's front fender is dedicated to the 17 members of Local 3 who died in the attacks. The last column was from the South Tower and was removed as part of a ceremony on May 30, 2002, marking the end of the recovery effort. It is covered in messages, photos, and tributes from recovery workers. The group of bagpipe players whose members come from the Port Authority Police Department, the New York Police Department, or the New York Fire Department played at every service and dedication pertaining to 9/11. Bagpipes are now played weekly at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. Each of the memorial pools sit in the footprints of the former towers. According to the architect, Michael Arad, the pools represent absence made visible. Although water flows into the voids, they can never be filled. The names of the 2,983 people killed in the 3 locations on 9/11 and the prior 1993 terrorist attack are inscribed on the bronze parapets surrounding the pools. The site represents a compromise between commercial interests and those who felt that it should remain solely a memorial. A single tower, One World Trade Center, is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. The building's parapet is at 1,368 feet, the same height as the North Tower. The top of the spire is at 1,776 feet, as a reference to the year the Declaration of Independence was signed. The restaurant and observation deck are at the top of the building. The following images are from there. My visit to the site was very moving. At the same time, the architecture of the new building and the views from the observatory are awe-inspiring.